G'day there guys, it's your main man Markee, and welcome back to another episode of r/Am I the Arsehole, where in our first story today, OP doesn't want their disabled sister at their wedding. Why's that? Read on and you'll find out. Now if you love today's content, I want you to sit back, relax, chuck a prawn to the Barbie, smack that like button, and enjoy. Let's go. Am I the arsehole for not wanting my disabled sister at my wedding? So my 22 female sister, Anna, 21, is special need. She has severe autism, and while she is verbal, most of her communication is physical, like sign language due to her social discomfort. She does speak around family though, and has pretty bad cognitive skills. She can't comprehend boundaries and lives with our parents so they can best watch her. I am getting married in 3 months. We planned a simple wedding and reception at my fiancé Michael's parents' barn and farm. Since it's all going to be DIY and we aren't planning anything too expensive, we can do things pretty quickly since flowers, food, and decor will be provided by his family. I sent out invites last week and I asked that Anna not come. I told my parents I understood that would mean that they may not show up, but it was just a heads up. Why no Anna? She has an issue with touching Michael and trying to kiss him. At times when we were at my parents' house, Anna would try and grab Michael's hands, try to lean in to kiss him, or would have really bad shutdowns if she wasn't allowed to be directly next to him. We've tried speaking to her, but there's only so much we can do when she doesn't really understand. I told my parents I just want one day for Michael to be my partner and not Anna's comfort person. They called me selfish and asked how I expected them to agree to something like this. They told me that Anna is disabled and may never experience a wedding of her own, and while I have Michael for probably the rest of our lives, she'll have no one, and that Michael and I can be a little bit more understanding of the reality of her life. I feel like a total ass, and what they are saying has really gotten to me, and I'm starting to question my decision. Am I the arsehole? Now in the comments, not the arsehole. I don't care if I get downvoted. You're right. She is incapable of leaving your fiancé alone on the only day she needs to leave him alone. Best wishes to you and your future husband. And edit to add, since this blew up, let me clarify. She needs to leave him alone every day, and that is solely the responsibility of the parents to teach those boundaries, not OP or fiancé. Not the arsehole. Would have been no arseholes here, right up until the parents started to argue that Anna will never get to experience a wedding of her own. That does not mean OP and Michael should have to give her theirs. They have both been great with Anna's behavior in the past, but like OP says, when it becomes too much, they have to leave to get her to stop. This is not something they can do at their wedding. It sucks, it's horrible for everyone involved. Unfortunately, there is no possible way for Anna to attend where the wedding is not ruined. Neither one will get to experience a wedding of their own if Anna comes, and cannot be away from the groom. Never mind the fact that plenty of people never experience getting married. It's not like it's unheard of. Not the arsehole. Your partner deserves not to be sexually harassed every day, but especially on his wedding day. It doesn't matter if she doesn't understand, she still can't do it. If your family won't prevent her from doing things, then she isn't allowed in those situations. Yeah, no one's talking about this. Seems like harassment, and I wonder what Michael thinks about the whole situation. It's his wedding day too. Once it becomes physical, touching/trying to kiss, it becomes sexual assault. Not the arsehole. Neither is poor Anna. It's your parents. They told on themselves because it sounds like they expect you to share your spouse with her to make her life more fair somehow. It really sounds like they've been secretly encouraging and supporting this behavior. The most charitable thing that I can come up with is maybe they have deluded themselves into thinking anything to avoid a meltdown. But that way lies madness. And now onto the update. My parents called letting me know that they won't be coming and that it's best I don't bring Michael around anymore since I've chosen some man over my sister. They told me that Anna wanting to kiss Michael and hug him is normal for a woman her age and that she doesn't understand what her feelings mean. I suggested they try to redirect her during the wedding, but they said Michael is going to be family to her and he needs to get over it. I suggested they watch the wedding via web, and they said that it's not fair and that they deserve to see things in person. I then asked if I could pay for someone with proper credentials to watch her that day while they pay attention, and they asked what I would do when they died and if I'd pawn her off every time. I dropped the unfortunate truth bomb that I don't want to put any more of my life aside for Anna anymore. I did it up until I turned 18, and that Anna is not my life's responsibility, and I won't be her keeper. I assured them that I'd pay for her care, but if she's okay doing this to Michael, then I worry for if I ever do choose to have children, and that she'd do that to them. They said I was sick for suggesting she'd do anything to my future children, and hung up on me. They sent a lengthy text telling me not to contact them until I could do the right thing. So that's where we are right now. Our next post is titled, "Am I the asshole for lying to my parents about my sister's love life?" My parents are rich and conservative. My sister and her long-term boyfriend were dating for a long time, but they were resistant to getting married. My parents really wanted her to get married as quickly as possible. They offered them a down payment for a house as a wedding gift. It was a lot of money, and I think they needed it. They agreed and got married about 3 years ago. They moved to the city I was staying in and bought a nice house. The weird thing was that their roommate from before also moved with them, and they let a room in their house to her too. I don't know the exact details about their relationship, but from what I can see, it's obvious that all 3 of them are involved. They have one photo of the wedding, and the rest is of all 3 of them together. It was none of my business, but my sister and her husband seemed happy, and well, it's none of my business anyway. Well, my mum found out about this somehow. She is furious at my sister. She thinks she is sinning, and she has patricianly disowned my sister. She is also angry with me, as she knows I am close to my sister and visited her often. They had their suspicions for a long time, and she'd asked me vaguely about it before. I don't know how or why my mother was suspicious, but yeah, I lied and pretended that they didn't have the roommate. My mother feels like my sister ripped them off and lied to them, as she feels her marriage was a sham. She is angry with me for abetting my sister and lying to her. It was a ton of money, even for them, so I understand some of their anger, but I have mostly been able to stay civil with my parents. I hate lying, and I actively lied to them about it. I feel like they are in the wrong here, but none of us come off looking good. I also feel like technically they paid her to get married, and she did. But that's the kind of argument my dad would use, so I know I'm an asshole here. Now in the comments, not the asshole for multiple reasons. 1. It's not your news to tell, it's your sister's. 2. You didn't even know what the actual situation was, and if you didn't feel like it was your business to ask, that is understandable. 3. You didn't lie to them. You chose not to spread your sister's business. That's different, and I'd say you were the asshole if you told them behind your sister's back. 4. Your parents were going to find out eventually, whether that was by accident or by your sister telling them. Knowing they'll find out eventually, I wouldn't have told them either. And 5, you didn't even know about the third at the time of the wedding, so any argument they use about wasting their money on the wedding is null. Not the asshole. There is definitely some room for debate in the ethics of them accepting money from your parents for getting married, knowing they were deceiving them about the true nature of their relationship, and also of your parents essentially trying to bribe them to get married. However, those issues are both irrelevant to this question. It was not your job or your place to tell your parents about your sister's situation. And not the asshole. In my opinion, what 2 adults, and 3 in this case, choose to do with their life ain't no one's business, not even the parents. So long as it ain't hurting no one, it is their happiness. In your case, it's a case of don't ask, don't tell. She got married like the parents wanted, end of. It's not your secret to tell. Again, she wasn't hurting anyone, and if she was doing something illegal, that's different. Once more, put your mind at ease as you are not in the wrong. And now onto the update. All the not the arsehole comments helped me soothe my mind about the guilt I felt about lying to my parents. My mother said that both of us were not invited to Thanksgiving anymore. Okay. I finally got the opportunity to talk to my sister yesterday. All three of them were in a relationship. I told her that I was cool with it and that I had known for a long time. I asked her about the money, and she told me that Dad and Mum had ambushed them during a dinner and then asked them to decide before the dinner was finished. Pretty screwed up, but typical from Dad. I think they thought my sister and her boyfriend would stop sinning if they got married. My sister still sounds bitter about it. They are planning to hold a very small marriage with all three of them and forget about the shitty wedding that my parents had paid them to have. They are planning to do it next year when they hit the 10th anniversary of their relationship. My parents are probably going to cut them off too, but at this point, I really don't need their money, and that is the only thing of value they can offer. I am just happy for my sister and her partners. Now in the comments, it sounds like you're a good sister if your parents are going to cut you off for supporting your sister. And OP replies, meh, they're not very good people. Sounds like the perfect opportunity to start some new Thanksgiving traditions with your sister and her partners. OP replies, I usually spend Thanksgiving with my boyfriend's family. I love it, but this could be a nice change of pace. It's weird that your parents forced your sister to get married, but not you and your boyfriend. Were they concerned about you sinning as well? And OP replies, yeah, they've tried to convince me, but they know that pushing too hard doesn't work as well with me. Congrats to your sister on finding a relationship that makes her happy. 10 years is a long time, and that the three of them got through that wedding, which must have been really hard for all three, but I especially feel for the one not in the wedding, and stuff is a testament to their bond. You sound like an amazing sibling, and I'm sorry about your parents. And OP says, yeah, they really didn't look happy during the wedding. They looked stressed out, and I remember wondering if the wedding was going to blow up. Now I see why they were upset. My parents are just horrible. They knew she needed the money badly and used it as leverage. Our next post is titled, Am I the asshole for making a huge deal about my stepmom's birthday while not doing much for my bio mom's birthday? So my 17 female bio mom is pretty in and out of my life. She's more present in my life now, but yeah, like till I was like 13, she pretty much showed up once a year. It was just my dad and me for a long time until my stepmom showed up. She is amazing. I have a younger brother now too. I get to spend a lot of time with my dad, and she's really cool, and she tutors me. Like, yeah, I really like her. So the thing is that both of their birthdays are on the same week, but I kinda forgot about my bio moms. I clearly remembered my stepmom's as she was turning 40. I bought her a gift and made breakfast for her, and I posted a ton of pics of us on my story and feed on Insta. I remembered my mum's birthday a day before. I didn't get her a gift or anything, I just wished her a happy birthday, and that is about it. Anyway, this was about a week ago. I was visiting my mum and grandparents, and they stay together. Mum didn't say anything, but Grandma did say that I let down my mum by doing nothing for her birthday. She told me Mum was excited for her birthday after seeing all that I did for stepmom, and she was pretty crushed about it. Mum was not there when Grandma told me this, but yeah, I could feel a small difference in the way that she acted with me. I have been thinking about this. I feel like I really hurt her here. Like if my stepmom went all out for my brother's birthday, and she just did the bare minimum for mine, I would be crushed. I mean, I did feel a bit lazy and just not up to it. I don't know why, but I didn't really want to wish Mum for her birthday, and it didn't make me happy, but I guess I should have done more. I could have done more, but I guess I was just lazy. Now in the comments, quote, Grandma did say that I let my mum down by doing nothing for her birthday. You showed her exactly as much love and attention that she showed you for 13 years of your life, not the asshole. Mum isn't an asshole though either. I mean, she was for disappearing, but we can't write her off yet, as it appears as of late she's been trying to fix her mistakes. Even when she was upset, she kept it to herself. Can't blame Mum for being upset, and she handled it perfectly. She kept it to herself, and Opie didn't even know she was upset at the time. It was Grandma who screwed it up, and is the shitty one here. You're right, we can't write her off, but she also doesn't magically become on the same level as stepmom just because she decided to be there 4 years ago, at a point where OP was already pretty independent. Not the arsehole. And good on Bio Mum for not really expressing her disappointment to you, so points there. I even give kudos to Grandma for letting you know, as long as she wasn't nasty about it. Bio just needs to realize there is still lots of repair work to do in your relationship, and it may never be fully mended. Considering she didn't lash out at you, I think she does realize this. She's probably sad, but knows it's a situation that she created herself. I really don't think you were lazy, you just don't have as close a relationship to Bio Mum, and that's okay. And now on to the update. Almost all the commenters said that I was in the right here. I still felt a bit guilty. I decided to talk to my Bio Mum about this and yeah, had a nice conversation. She said I didn't do anything wrong. She was feeling bad about herself and her own decisions, which made her miss out on me, and she was really grateful that I had a great stepmom who loved me. She also said she knew she had a lot to make up for, and it would take years for us to have a trusting relationship. She told me to ignore Grandma about this, as she was just being protective about her, but that she had her life firmly under control, and she hoped she could spend more time with me and make up for all the time that she had not shown up for me. It made me cry. I like my Bio Mum. She is a nice person, and she's fun to hang out with, but I don't really trust her. I think I'm starting to trust her a bit more now. I just think that Grandma was just sensitive. I may make more of an effort next year. I don't know. We will see. And now in the comments, talking to Bio Mum was 10,000% the right move here. I'm glad you did that and it went well. It sounds like Bio Mum wasn't ready to be a mum when you were a kid, but at least she's trying now. I hope she stays true to her word and puts in the work to build up trust. And I'm glad that you also got a great stepmom. I'm sure it's a relief to her that her stepdaughter is loving towards her and a good big sister. Not every step relationship goes that well. Thank you for sharing this update. It sounds like your Bio Mum is doing well and really trying to grow and mature. It's wonderful that you were able to communicate with her. As someone with an absent father, I'm honestly jealous that your mum admitted to being wrong. It doesn't mean that you should completely trust her, but it's okay to acknowledge that she's messed up and she wants to try harder. Good job on communicating. Anyway guys, I think that's where I'm going to end today's video. If you did like it, tell me what you thought about it down in the comments below, and make sure to just interact with everyone in this community. I love each and every one of you that I get to see on a daily basis. And don't forget, if you are a Patreon subscriber, I love you. You're on the screen right now with the YouTube members as well. If you see yourself, give yourself a pat in the back. You guys help me continue this YouTube journey. You keep me going. I see you guys everywhere. I see your messages, and thank you so much for supporting me. I really love every single one of you. But with that all said, I'm going to be signing off now, guys. I hope you have a good day, night, sleep, whatever you're up to, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.